I didn't put myself in there. So good evening. What a start of the show. So guys, welcome back again to another live show on the channel. We are doing the match review and player ratings from yesterday's 1-1 draw against Bournemouth at St James's Park. I mean, I said it'd be quick thoughts, flat as a fort, pretty much. We need to start trying to turn draws into wins. But I know that a lot of the draws previously were picked up because we've been screwed over by VAR, but not this time. Yesterday we had a VAR decision go in our favour, and we still couldn't win the game yesterday. And I'm pleased. But of course, I've got there, of course, the guys, John and Tony. How are you all doing?
Yep, not too bad, Pete. How are you?
Good.
Great stuff. Great stuff, Pete. How are you? You good?
Yep. Well, guys, we'll start with you, John. What did you make of that yesterday? I mean, that was just a really, really off performance from the lads, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. The bottom line is, right, I mean, if you're going to qualify for Europe this season or get in the top 8, these are sort of teams are going to need to win. Yes, we hang on to the ball. Yes, we have more possession of the ball. We get that. But we're going to have to start learning how to play teams like a Bournemouth and break them down. We didn't really do that at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? No. But they've got the players to do it. Yes, we badly miss ASM. Yes, it's great to see Bruno came back. But when you got players like Ryan Fraser, and when you got he's one of them. Miggy Almiron, look, I like Miggy, but I don't think he's the answer first now. I mean, I've backed the guy. I tried to back him. But we needed a winger, a right-side midfielder in the summer, right? Mm-hmm. People's bigging up Miggy, saying, he's done a wonderful job. He's done a wonderful job in PC. He's the best of Miggy, yeah? This is what? This is like 4th season now, and he still hasn't learned. That is the thing with Miggy, right? I'm a fan of Miggy. I want the kid to do well. He'd be perfect as a squad player. As the top 11, I don't know. But at the end of the day, right, one thing I'm going to say, if James Maddison was playing yesterday, if Musa Diaby was playing yesterday, we'd not have lost that game. We would have won that game because those two would have found a way. And the bottom line is, right, yesterday we didn't find a way. When Eddie brought on Jacob Murphy, right, he has to learn and he has to understand and realise he is not good enough for Newcastle United. He's not. He is an absolute hindrance in the team. He gets in people's way. Yeah, he hasn't got a proof. His crossing's absolutely poor. He's gone backwards, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Ryan Fraser, look, don't get us wrong. He had a shot yesterday, came out a great save. He had another effort in the second half, went wide. But other than that, where is that quality from the wings? Where's the quality? Where's the great crosses? We're blessed with David Ginola. We're blessed with Peter Bisbee. We're blessed with Keith Gillespie, right? But at the end of the day, right, I'm amazed. These guys is on like 50 grand a week. Ryan Fierce is on 80 grand a week, right? If they're possible to believe, right? And they haven't got the quality. I mean, we need to beef up those wingers. ASM, yes, we could do another one in this competition. We need a right-sided midfielder, and that is what we need. Someone's going to be direct. You've got players like the manager Greer for Everton. It costs what, £2 million? Less than that? Mm-hmm. Nah, that's a decent player. We could have done with him, right? But at the end of the day, right, we are lacking quality in midfield. We're lacking quality on the wings. And for me, Isak, he was staff the service yesterday. I like Isak, and he needs time in games. But I know people are already saying that he ain't going to hang on the Premier League. But let's be real, Isak will be a fantastic player. He needs to beef up, and I think he'll be fine. I've got no question about that. But we are missing key players like Wilson, ASM. Once we get him back in, we'll see a different Newcastle United. We need a right centre midfielder out. And by another, if you go on to Tony, right, it take about 3 or 4 transfer windows to get to where we want to be. But at the minute, we have got a long, long way to go.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Tony, I know we shouldn't be saying things like, oh, but we're missing ASM badly because other players should be stepping in to do a job. But the fact is, that is the case. We are missing ASM badly because Ryan Fraser has been poor this season. And Jacob Murphy has just been absolutely atrocious from the start of the season.
Yeah, Pete, I mean, we shouldn't be saying we're missing players like that. We should be saying, oh, that's all right, he's out, but we've got the quality to take over while he's out, you know. And as a player, if you're not playing regular and you know the regular left winger in ASM is out, you should be thinking, right, this is my opportunity. This is my opportunity to now impress. And I want to go out there and impress and keep that shirt, keep that starting berth, and make sure ASM's on the bench because he can't come back into that squad easy. Unfortunately, that's the total opposite.
Yeah.
You know, Fraser was absolutely diabolical yesterday. The whole team weren't really brilliant yesterday. The only guy that comes out that team with credit is Kieran Trippier.
Yeah,
you know,
he was as well.
That guy leads by example. He is a true captain in every sense of the word, leadership. And he gives 110% when he's on that field. He leaves nothing behind. And when you watch him, he's, you know, obviously when you're at the match, it's totally different. But when I was watching on TV yesterday, you could see he was every player he was pointing at, I want you here and I want you there and I want you doing this. And he was doing the same with me, trying to get him to, you know, but he can't do all that on his own and shouldn't have to. It should be a team effort.
Yep.
The problem is we were too slow, too pedestrian at times. And the problem is against teams like Bournemouth, and it's no disrespect to Bournemouth because I'm not being awful about Bournemouth, but we should be quickening the pace up. Yep. If you watch good teams, they quicken the pace up against teams like this and they rip them apart. You know, Man City ripped them apart 4-0. Liverpool beat them 9-0. Now, according to what I've heard, is apparently the 9-0 against Liverpool was the fact that their players weren't really playing for Scott Parker then, so they weren't really bothered. But teams like Bournemouth need to be put to bed, and they need to be they're the 3 points that you really need. Like your Palaces, your Bournemouths. We've done it at Forest, we got with 3 points there. Yeah. If we pick up, fair enough, if we're getting draws against the likes of City and Liverpool, you sort of look back and think, actually, that's a great point. I know we didn't get one against Liverpool, but when we got that one against City, you look back and you think, actually, we've done well to get a draw because there won't be many teams that'll play City off the park like we did. But the problem is we just don't have the players to come in and fill in the shoes and fill in the gaps where needed. Now, I'm not mocking Fraser for his shot yesterday. It was a good shot. But the problem was, I think he put it too close to the keeper because the way it went in towards the centre of the goal, the goalkeeper's thinking, it's all right, this is an easy, nice parry just to push around the post and I'll pull off a good save just for the cameras, you know. But if that was more towards the corner or the postage stamp area, as we call it, that probably would have gone in. So we missed that bit of quality there. But, you know, in terms of just, I mean, Willock was dire yesterday. Jacob Murphy just does nothing when he comes on the field. And I think, really, realistically, I would rather have seen Matt Ritchie put on the field. I know a lot of people might say, oh, why Matt Ritchie? But at least Matt Ritchie can cross the ball. And he's not a bad crosser of the ball, Ritchie. But, you know, there was nothing there. I mean, Isak, yes, people say he didn't have a great game. But this guy was feeding off scraps. There was nothing there for him to feed off.
That's it.
You know, they were trying to put crosses in too close to the keeper. The keeper was grabbing every cross. You know, you could see Neto was fired up for this game. Maybe because he's playing the big stadium and he's thinking, I want to impress and show how good I really am. But But at the end of the day, we just haven't got the squad. And you look at that bench. Eddie Howarth look at that bench and think, who can I bring on to change this game, to win this game, you know? And as I've said before, and John backs me up on this, you know, a few weeks ago, you got Man City. They take off Haaland after scoring, I think, a hat-trick against Forest. Alvarez comes on and bangs 2 in. Yesterday, Son was dropped for Tottenham, comes on for Richarlison, bangs in a 13-minute hat-trick. You look at our bench, we ain't got anybody on there who can come on and change a game, you know? So I think collectively we need to. I don't agree with. I mean, yes, we need to get a better bench, but we couldn't do it all in one transfer window. We're not going to do it for us. Get rid of 20-odd players and bring 20-odd players in. You don't do that. That's not what you do.
Yeah.
But hopefully, the likes of Murphy go in January because they need to go on to other clubs. and
Yep.
that's what we need to do.
I mean, we were speaking on, of course, the stream before. Well, I was saying it across too many average players and players that have been here far too long, been on long-term contracts with ridiculous wages, and it's hard to get them off this wage bill at the moment.
Yeah. Problem being is, might actually give these players too much in wages. I mean, if Fraser's on supposedly 80 grand a week, that's absolutely ridiculous. Because he ain't an 80 grand a week player. I'm sorry. And Murphy on a 6-year contract a couple of years ago because he had a great season. It's just like it's madness. But I look at Murphy and he just seems to have lost a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I don't know what the issue is, or only he knows himself what the actual issue is. I mean, if this lad leaves football, he might want to be a carpenter because last season he enjoyed hitting the woodwork. Against Man United, he hit the woodwork. Against Norwich, he hit the woodwork. Against Brentford as well. So, yeah. So, obviously, if he likes woodwork, he might go into carpentry after his career ends. May have a better success in that than he does at scoring goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me.
There you are. But anyway, guys, if you do enjoy tonight's live show, please, of course, stick the thumbs up on this show. Do smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or if you're not yet subscribed and you're already enjoying the content. Feel free to donate as well, because Super Chat is available. And feel free to become a member of the channel as well, definitely. Let's rattle through some comments, because they've really been coming in and we've not got through them yet. Mason, good evening. Hope you're well. The amount of travelling I did annoyed me more than the game himself. Of course, Liam is a Newcastle fan, but he has to travel from London to come up and watch the games. And I mean, not to mention other fans who are going to I'll be doing in the same as well. All that travel and seeing a performance that was absolutely rubbish yesterday. John?
Yeah. Do you know what? I feel sorry for people who's got to travel to Newcastle to watch that. Let's be real. I mean, the thing is, right? I mean, I was going to go to the match yesterday, but I had to work yesterday, Pete, so I couldn't make it, unfortunately.
Yeah, you were saying.
And when I look at the performance now, I'll probably travel back very disappointed with that performance, especially the second half.
Well, consider how far you have to travel. How far you have to travel up, John, as well.
You're right. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, ever coming to Newcastle, I'm always looking forward to games now. Under his new ownership, on Eddie Howe's really buzzing, right? But I fully expected 3 points yesterday. It didn't come, and it just wasn't good enough. Yes, we tried. Joe Linton was unlucky yesterday. We went for that shot at the post. Then Thursday, that Kernan shot to keep out safe. Trippier free kick, hit the post out for a goal kick. Yep. But other than that, what did we really produce? Not. Is it? And another thing is I've noticed as well, and not one of you have known this, was Dan shooting out the penalties in the first half. Dan Burn got fouled in the box.
Yeah, John, I think he did. Yeah, I think it was one of those.
Again.
But it was one of those, John. Was it a definite penalty? Was it a bit soft? Maybe a bit harsh, I don't know. But it was a 50-50 one, whether it was or it wasn't, John. I'm not so sure. Even Shearer said at halftime he wasn't so sure whether it was a penalty or not.
I didn't think Lee Mason was that bad yesterday, even though he's not one of the greatest referees. But I didn't think he had a bad game yesterday, I thought. Of course, he got our decision correct, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
And
indeed as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Lee Mason. mean Craig Pawson.
I mean, yes.
And the VAR ref was Stuart Atwell.
I was. I said Paul. God, I've said Mason.
Lee Mason. He's not that great, Joe.
God.
Greg Pawson hates us, by the way, though, doesn't he?
He does.
He does.
Yeah, he gives some dodgy decisions yesterday. Some of them that they got for fouls weren't even fouls, were they?
Well, no, they weren't. But he wasn't that bad yesterday. Craig Pawson, yeah, he wasn't that bad. I thought. Liam says, as long as we finish in the top 10, I'm happy and have a good cup run. I think a good cup run would be fantastic. I mean, we've got Palace in the next round, but we can't play like that. Otherwise, Palace would fancy that opportunity against us as well. And look what happened in the draw. I know it was a 0-0 draw, but Palace had some good opportunities in that game which Nick Pope had to pull off.
Absolutely. I mean, look, end of the day, I thought he was my man on the match that day with those 2 saves alone, and it was outstanding. Nick Pope playing that game, and again, I still see the Bella offside goal, but at the end of the day, right, we've got to win home games. We've got to win home games, and that's 2 points and 6 at home. That ain't enough against a team that's going to struggle, and the other one is going to be mid-table. We can't afford to do this, But we've got Brentford at home, next home game after the Fulham game, and then that's going to be very difficult. That's going to be tough because Brentford want to bounce back.
Yep, absolutely. Philip says VR going in our favour because if it didn't, we would have lost, which says it all. That is the thing. If we didn't get that penalty, we would have lost. That would have been an embarrassment in a way as well.
Because I don't know where we would have scored in that game if we hadn't got that penalty, because we just didn't look like scoring. I think that penalty came just a couple of minutes after the restart, after they scored, and that was a stroke of luck that he stuck his hand out, and but he's a bit dodgy like that though, Jefferson Lerma, isn't he?
He was like that. I mean, yeah. So hey,
and it's funny, Gary Neal come out and said that it wasn't handball. What he was supposed to do? I'm sorry, Gary. Right? You used to be playing for Middlesbrough, right, or Smoggy, right? It was a penalty all day long. It was Open your eyes, keep your mouth shut, look at the screen, and then just misses a penalty, man.
Stuck his hand out, John.
There you go. But if you stick your hand out, you're just asking for trouble now.
And another thing yesterday with Isak as well, when with crossing the ball, man. I mean, he got in the box. He had the ball in the box, and as he tried to cross it, obviously their defender got in the way and put out for a corner.
Yeah.
But you saw the frustration from Isak. He just threw his arms in the air as if to say, "Where's my help? Where's my support? Where are you?" And It's like, surely if anyhow sees that, he's got to do something and change it, because we can't go through this again of having teams just come in here and just playing like that. We've got to be better than them. We've got to up the pace, up the intensity, and take the game to them. Don't sit back and don't, just take the game to them, but take it at them with pace, not pedestrian, not stopping in and looking to where to pass it. Just play 1-2 football. It's easy. Well, it is easy if it comes off well, but just play intense football and play quickly. And that, if we want to be a big team and a big, and win stuff, we've got to start doing football like that. And that's what we need to do.
Absolutely. Mason says their best players were Neto and Senesi. Sorry. James, you boys put some graft into these videos. We all appreciate. Keep up the great work, fellas. Thanks very much.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
Thank you.
Liam says apparently Derby's been poor for Leverkusen this season. I've not watched much of the Bundesliga this season, I've got to admit. So
do you know what it is? I haven't watched as well, people. They were second from bottom, yeah. But has his head been turned because he didn't get that move to Newcastle?
Well, it could have been, because one time he said he wanted to stay at Leverkusen as well.
That fourth bottom now, John.
They must have won their game then.
They got a draw yesterday, 1-1. They're only out of it on goal difference.
Wow. Can you imagine if Leverkusen got relegated? That would be absolutely awful. You look at teams like Hamburg got relegated, Werder Bremen got relegated, promoted, yeah? Schalke got relegated, took them a couple of seasons to get back up again. So, look, at the end of the day, it's good to see these big clubs back in the top flight in the Bundesliga.
Yep. Well, Andrew, good evening. Hope you're well. Hopefully SM and Wilson will be fit after the international break. God, I hope they are. I think we're missing Shelvey in midfield. We were discussing this on the preview as well, John. No matter what, I know we've been a big critic of Shelvey lately, but under Eddie Howe, we've seen Shelvey from what he has been, known for his creativity, know when to pick a pass out, know when to try and win the ball back, or win the ball off someone as well. I think we are really missing him as well. Because Bruno, for me, in that CDM is something's not right in that way as well, even though I thought Bruno played well yesterday. But you remember Bruno going further up the pitch last season. Yeah,
this is the thing, right? I think Bruno's missing like a Shelvey. Last season, I think he's a breath of fresh air in the team. Scored some goals and that 5 goals since he's come in. But listen, Shelby's not my favourite. I'm not going to lie. But under Eddie, he's done all right. I'm going to be honest with you. But we could do with Shelby now, to be fair. And it could make a difference, you know what I mean? But if he is fit, if he could begin the season, I'm pretty sure we would have took Willock's place for the experience and the pick of the pass as well. But I would have gave Shelby a clean slate in the team, yeah? But I think we could do with Shelby right now, to be fair. We could really do with him.
The good thing is we heard he's now going to be ahead of schedule. So he looked like he could be back a lot sooner than we expected, because we were looking roundabout after January time for when he was going to be back. But it's good to see he could possibly be back next month, possibly November. Do you think we are missing him as well, Tony, in a way?
I think we are, because I mean, we know he has this what he calls a Hollywood ball, you know, likes to play like that quarterback style sort of thing. But that would be the thing. I mean, if he was playing and he was pinging one of them balls over the top, then if he pinged that over the top, Isak would probably thrive on stuff like that, service like that. You know, he can put a good ball in. Shelby, he can be a good player on his day. I know he has been stealing the last couple of years, but when Eddie Howe come in, he seemed to turn it around a little bit and play a little bit better. But we need to say the John Joe Shelby of old, and if we can get him back and he can start pinging balls in, I don't think we'll have any problems, you know. But he's got to get in that team and play in that team and stay in that team. The only thing is, if he does get in, I think it'll be bye-bye Willock on the bench, because I think he'll be ahead of Willock.
Yeah, I think in a way as well. I mean, when Willock, every time he got the ball and he got forward, he just like panicked. He's like, he didn't know what to do after that.
Do you know what it is, Pete, right? I mean, I think Willock is playing with a handbrake on. That is not Joe Willock. That is not his game, right? Is the midfield three suits him? That's another question. I ain't so sure. The thing is, right, I think for me personally, I think it's a 10. I think it's a 10 where I think he can thrive and strive. He's number 10 for me, so he can make those breaks. But playing in the midfield three, that's restrict him a lot. And I've noticed this as well, guys. Do you know what I mean? I want to see Joe Willock back to his best. I want to see Joe Willock back to when he first came to Newcastle. I want to see Joe Willock get his confidence back. At the minute, I'm not seeing it from Joe Willock. Do you know what I mean? And I know I'm a big fan of Joe Willock. Grace is a big fan of Joe Willock. However, at the end of the day, right, I want to see Joe back to his best. If he doesn't fix up, he will be dropped. When Shelby comes back in, I think Willock can be dropped.
Yep, could well be as well. Liam says, even without ASM, Wilson and Shelby, we still should be beating Bournemouth. We should, yes, but again, it's just some of these players are just stealing a living, who are just not good enough. They've been here far too long, and they're just going absolute backwards, like Murphy, like Fraser, in a way, and other players we know as well that have been here for far too long as well, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. And I mean, I said to John the other day, you know, would it be, you know, against someone like Bournemouth, would it have been a bad thing to promote an under-23 right winger in and throw him in, or a left winger and throw him in and just say, look, there you go. There's your chance. Go and have a go and fill your boots. Even if he only got an hour, he'd probably do a better job than what Fraser and Almiron are doing at present, you know. The same with, like, why don't we promote one of these young strikers up to the bench instead of Wood, like, you know, like Isaac Westendorf or Dylan Stevenson, you know, they know where the back of the net is, and bring them on for a cameo. Instead of bringing Wood on for a cameo, bring, say, Westendorf or Stevenson on and give them a go. It's, you know, you're never going to see these players how good they are if you don't give them a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And Andrew says, I don't know how Murphy is even a footballer. Again, he's been woeful. Well, you were saying, Tony, that he should have been take over his carpentering.
Yeah, exactly, because he likes the woodwork, doesn't he? He likes hitting it, that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Philip says, I would defend if a billing school was dreadful. I would put Botman in for Burn next game, as I think resting Burn would do him good despite playing brilliantly since arriving. I didn't think Burn was that bad yesterday, but you've got to look at the goal we conceded, which I will bring up on screen right here. I mean, the space Billing has got there is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Shocking. Poor defending that, man. I mean, where's communication for the back four? Who's picking them up? Yeah, that should be Dan Burn. Let's be real about it. Yeah. But I've seen on social media and people are saying, I'm not singling him out whatsoever. But I tell you now, that was poor defending. He should have been picked up.
Shocking.
But he did make amends when he did a brilliant tackle on Delanke as well when he was through on the outside. So props to him, by the way. But Sven Botman is my guy. He should be coming in next. Drop Dan Burn for the subs bench. Botman's got to play in his next game.
Absolutely, yep. I mean, Liam says, why did Botman start? He said he had a bit of a knock, but he was on the bench.
Yeah, I don't get that one, Pete. If you've got a knock, why would you be sitting on the substitutes bench?
Exactly.
Because you wouldn't be getting risked at all, would you? But going back to that picture, Pete, the thing is, when you look at the two defenders, Burns, one of them, I can't remember who the other one is, but
I think it's Target, the other one.
Yeah, if Target was just backside a couple of yards, that would have been offside.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah.
Because if he had just come back before that ball was hit, before that ball was kicked from the midfielder to go to Bill in the cross, and he had just been back a couple of yards, that would have been offside, and then it wouldn't have stood. So, but then we'll be gone down and got the penalty there, and that's the thing, because we got that after the restart. But yeah, he had too much time, and I said the other day to John on the preview show when we had the Bournemouth fan on, I did say we have to watch Philip Billing. Do not give him space. Give him space, and he'll hurt you. And it's exactly what I said, John. And what happened? Billing got us.
There it is.
And who signed Philip Billing? Eddie Howe.
He did, aye. Philip says still a mystery as to how Anderson wasn't in the squad. He had a knock apparently, which is why he didn't play. January is a pain as clubs don't want to sell in January. There's players from other clubs that want to leave. Example, there's players in Leicester City who want to be out of that club now as well. Tielemans, Maddison, they want out at the moment as well.
Do you know what? I mean, Tony's mentioned this right. Tielemans, 17 million quid in January. Get the plane and it'd be fantastic for Newcastle. Yes, I know he gives penalties away. I know he gives a lot of fouls away. He gets a lot of bookings. But listen, that guy can actually play football. Maddison, we know about Maddison as well. I think Leicester's going to need the money. If they don't want to do business with us, right, I tell you what, the Holloway, James, and you're always going to leave the club. They have to put in a transfer request in as well. But for me personally, and I also want Tielemans as well. And they're going to wait till the summers can get them on the free. But for me,
we should go in and just pay for it.
I take them both. I take both. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
I was just reading another comment. Big signings needed for January transfer window as our substitute bench is simply championship level. No disrespect. Yeah, it certainly is. In January, we should go for Maddison still. Yep. Says even lads who obviously doing tonight very well, thanks. It's quite possible the team might have been demoralized after all the dodgy decisions against us. Yeah. Yesterday was a 0-0 game as neither team looked like scoring, even though it ended 1-1. Well, Billing scored and we give him that much of space for him to just rifle that in. Which I didn't get.
I mean, Pete, can I just go back to your comment that was up there from Andrew DB about saying about the VAR decisions? Now, no disrespect, but the thing is, so I can see where Andrew's come from with that point, but could it be down to the fact it's not? But the thing is, at the end of the day, you're a professional footballer. You're a highly paid professional footballer, and yes, while decisions go against you, but at the end of the day, you've still got to be professional. Go out there and you've got to do your job regardless. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played like Sunday League football, things like that, and yes, decisions go against you, and they're not great, but you've got to just put it out your mind and just forget about it, and that's what the players should be doing. They're professionals at the end of the day. They're not just amateur players or anything. They're professional players. So, you know, and Eddie Howe should have that. Well, I know Eddie Howe would have said to them, forget about what's happened in the past. This is your next game. Focus on this. But as I say, we were just too slow yesterday, in my opinion, anyway. And hopefully we'll quicken it up next time.
Yeah, Liam says Fulham don't park the bus, and we do well against teams that don't park the bus. The fact is, we can't play like that against Fulham because Fulham are a completely changed side this season. They're playing very, very well. They're not a team that looks like they're going to go down. They look like a team that's competing in this league now, and beating Forest on Friday night. I think they've had a really cracking season so far. I think Marco Silva has done very well.
Perfect club for Marco Silva. Perfect club. Fulham, look, you're right. They could be the surprise package this season. Fulham, they play some fantastic stuff, right? Paulino in the midfield, absolutely amazing. The back four, right, may not be strong. They do concede goals, right? And they let you play. But up front, Mitchell, my God, that guy is being fresh air in the Fulham attack. He knows where the goals is right. Harrison Reed playing really well as well. And you know what it is, right? Fulham, they play a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes play 3 at the back, 3-4-3. And I'll tell you what, they're just so exciting to watch. And you know what? It's not going to be easy going to the Cleveland Cottage and get a result there. The best we could hope for in that game is a point. But if we have a go, we have to get Callum back, we have to get Allen back. We have got to have a full team. We must play with a strong team there. Otherwise, like you said, Fulham could hurt us.
Yep, even Andrew says I would have Diaby in a heartbeat. Yeah, I like Coffee's in the house again. Well, if we put that in the kind of performance against Fulham, then we will struggle to get something given how well they are playing so far this season. Absolutely, as well. Now, this is also an interesting comment from I Like Coffee as well. If Bruno subbed off, Cher can play centre defensive midfield with Tripp, Botman, Bird, Target at the back. Fabian Cher has played there before, I'm pretty sure. I don't think that is a bad shout as well. Because, again, Longstaff, sideways, backwards passing again from when he came on the pitch.
For me, Pete, it's going to have to be a 4-2-3-1. You have to play 4-2-3-1. If Fabian Cher is going to play a CDM, it has to be a 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
I mean, I said this to you yesterday, John, didn't I? I said,
you did.
You know, when they brought Longstaff on, what they could have done was brought Botman on, put him in the back four, and move Shaw up as a CDM, but because he's played there before. But that didn't happen, because had he gone into a CDM, we could possibly have won that. I don't know. We might not have won that game, but you know, I know he tried a couple of long range shots, Shaw, didn't he? Because he's good at normally them shots, isn't he? But
yeah. Liam says Joelinton, Bruno, and Shelby is our best midfield. Those two were really, really good working as a three together, and we're really missing that in the minutes. So there you are.
Yeah.
Philip says Miggy and Fraser couldn't hit a barn door with their performances yesterday. So lackadaisical. I mean, Miggy, he just doesn't have a right foot, does he? Why can he not just try using his right foot for a change? And if it doesn't work, fair enough. At least he's had a go. But there's so much cutting back to try and go on his left foot. And we've either lost the ball and the breakaway's gone.
Do you know what it is? You know what it is, right? With Miggy, I'm a fan of Miggy, by the way, but everyone's saying, he's going to do. He had a great peak season, yeah. But it's the same old in the league game, right? This is his fourth season now. Technically, his fourth season. Could someone tell us? I'm not having a go at him. Fox is in the chat. I'm not having a go at him, right? But what different has he done? Because I haven't seen it. It's just the same. He hasn't offered us different. We haven't seen something different from this guy. Yeah, it's all left footage. Yeah, don't get us wrong. One goal. So it's got one goal in 40 games, and that's against Palace. But from a winger, right? That for me is not good enough. Yeah, I want to see my wingers score 10 goals a season, 10 goals, 10 assists at least. Yeah, from the goal scoring wingers. That's what I wanted to see. We were blessed with Nobby Solano. We was blessed with Keith Gillespie on that position as well. Someone's going to cross the ball. Don't need to be a man. But I'm afraid to say, right, Miggy's having so many chances now, right? And I hope that I want to see him do well. I'm willing to see him do well, yeah? But the bottom line is, my personal view, we need to get a proper right-sided midfielder. Someone's going to cross those balls in, direct, fast, have the confidence, yeah? I prefer to see my wings being direct, not doing the fancy footwork as well, like Miggy's trying to do. Yeah. But when he loses the ball, Mara's work rate. Mara's work rate, cheers him back, cool. But at the end of the day, right, I want to see him hurt the fullbacks, hurt his fullbacks, take them on, skim them alive. And to be honest with you guys, I've not really seen that this season. He had a couple of shots in. He had one shot in the first half. He scuffed it straight at net up. But look, at the end of the day, we definitely need a right side of midfield, right side of winger. It's going to make a difference. And I'm afraid to say, Miggy and Murphy, I'm sorry, not for me. They had long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, what about, like, obviously, Miggy's just not got the confidence, I don't think, at the moment. And he's not really, he just hasn't got that end product, has he? But what would it have been a bad thing to swap him and Fraser over? Put Fraser right, put Almiron on the left, and say, right, you've got your left foot, now whip some crosses in with your left foot. You know, we've had some good wingers in our past, and probably the best two wingers we've ever had in the Premier League. And I'm not saying Nobby Solano for a minute isn't a great winger, or Laurent Robert, but the best two we had in the Premier League at the time was Gillespie and Ginola, the G-Force, as we used to call them.
Yeah.
Because when you think we had the best four, we had the best front four in the Premier League at one time, when you had Ginola and Gillespie, and you had Sheeran Ferdinand in the middle. And the amount of goals they used to get from them two wingers was amazing, especially off the head, because if it wasn't Ginola, it was Gillespie, And the thing is, we all remember when Andy Cole got sold and Keith Gillespie come in. I know a lot of people were thinking, oh, why are we getting Gillespie? He's only a reserve player. Well, I'll tell you what a hell of a winger he was.
He was. He could certainly cross, couldn't he?
Yeah, we need another right winger like Gillespie and like Solano.
And the thing is, right, if you look at the Championship, right, I mean, let's be real, they got some decent wingers there as well. I mean, I'm sure they got wingers there. But for me personally, I think they'll probably go into Europe at the end of the day. But get Madison in. He can play on that side. Tielemans is one midfield. Get him in, It's just an opportunity to raid on Leicester now, because they're having a good time, people. But, I mean, they had long enough. That is the thing. Miggy, he's too predictable, yeah? Everyone knows what he's going to do, yeah? They're gonna know, right? They're going to know what he's going to be. They all know he's left-footed. He is so predictable. He needs to offer something different, yeah? For me, I said earlier on, plays as 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Andrew says Billing had time to do his laces there. That's how bad the defending was.
Shocking, wasn't it?
Andrew says, I just think Eddie is rotating Byrne and Botman until eventually Botman becomes first choice. Botman, to me, should be first choice now at centre-back along with Fabian Schär. And the reason for that is because every duel that Botman has been in, he's won every single one of them. He's come out on top.
Yeah, sorry, he's been our best defender. I mean, since he started every game, the games he started, he's been absolutely brilliant. And I was surprised when the team sheet come out yesterday, and he was on the bench, and I'm thinking, well, hang on, why? He's been great for us,
Yep.
If it's not, I go down the old line of the old motto: if it's not broken, why fix it?
That's it. Yep.
Were you shocked, John, about Botman?
Me personally, I think you should be playing an every game, because this guy, I tell you what, he's going to be absolutely fantastic. But I know I've got to trust Eddie in his decisions at the end of the day, but I found that decision baffling yesterday. Why he was not in the first team? Why is he not playing? One thing I'm going to say, he needs to play against Fulham. He's got to come in against Fulham, because if he does come in against Fulham, and we get beat, then, I tell you what, there could be hell on, because I'm a Botman fan. I love the player. I really do, because he's a leader of all leader, yeah? And he is so solid at the back. He may not be the quickest, but I tell you what, he reads the game like a book, yeah? For me personally, get Botman starting, right? I mean, Dan Burn, well, where are you going to park him, though? Where are you going to actually park him? That is the thing. Unless you play Fabian Schär in the midfield three, and then, like I say, it should be 4-2-3 when you're going to play that way. But for me personally, right, I mean, Dan Burn could even play left back if needs to be. You know what I mean?
The fact is, I don't think Dan Burns got a lot of pace on him. That's my concern with him.
That is the thing. That is the thing. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good, honest player, Dan Burn, and he does the job. Does the job. But for me, I mean, you got to bring Botman in no matter what. Botman's got to start, and then who starts alongside him? So I can Fabian Share or Dan Burn. But one for sure, Sven's got to start.
Absolutely, yeah. Mancunian way, Martin, hope you're well, buddy. Even Pete, John, and Tony, hope all good. Yep. I like Covey says Bright may lose players too. I know they've just appointed the new manager as well.
I've seen people, Brighton fans, go on there, off top Brighton fans go on and say it's a poor appointment. I've got a question for them. Have they watched 30-hour football? No, they have not. This guy, right, he coached Sassuolo, right? I mean, you got Raspadori, right? He's won Berardi, right? Those two has won the Europe. Oh God, he's won the Euros, yeah, with his coaching as well. All right, there's about 4 or 5 Sassuolo players, right? One of them's gone to Juve, right? I've played under him, and I tell you what, they're gonna be in for a surprise because this guy plays 4-2-3-1, pressing game, press. That guy is a fantastic manager, young manager, and I tell you what, give the man time, he'll do good things here. I'm a massive De Zerbi fan, massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Martin's asked a question. Yeah, he says, honest question though, Pete, will Newcastle have to sell to buy someone like Madison though? Just wondering. We should have the money in a way, but we should be looking to sell players in a way as well. Or what I would be happy with is some of those players are not included in the 25-man squad for the second half of the season, because there is a few that I would not include, i.e. Murphy is one of them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Pete, the problem we've got is we can't sell these players. And do you know why we can't sell them? Because teams don't want them, because they're not good enough. That's why. That's why we had to pay Fernandez off, and he hasn't even started for Elche yet, as far as I can see. Mm-hmm. You know, and not only that, like yesterday as well, he has another thing I'm going to throw in the mix as well. And you know, we took Fraser off. Is it at left wing? Why didn't we give Jamal Lewis a shot on the left and put put Manquillo on the right wing? Manquillo's a good crosser of the ball as well as Richie. So you know, there's options there. I mean, I know Lewis is a left back, but I'm sure you could throw him in and say, right, you're coming on for 20 minutes, you're going to play left wing. Can you do it for us? And throw a few crosses in. Why not? You know, give him a go. But I think the problem is we just can't seem to get rid of some of these players. Like Kieran Clark, we've had to send him on loan. He's out of contract next season because we just can't sell them. That is the Jeff Hendricks, another one. We can't sell these players, you know, because we had to pay Dwight Gale's contract off, so Stoke could have them on a free transfer. We're just not getting no money for them. You know, probably nobody would want the sales either, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. Carla says, what gets me is Murphy is Eddie Howe's favourite sub. He's crap. I mean, he's gone way downhill. The end product is dreadful. I've been sick of people saying, but he's got good pace. His bag's full of energy. Where's the product at the end of it? It's not there at all.
You know what it is, Pete, right? If they back Murphy, they're backing a loser. If you want to get in the top 6, ask yourself one question. Do you want to be in European football next season? Do you want to be in top with a cup? Do you want to be in the top 8?
Yep.
And that means Jacob Murphy cannot be a part of that as well.
I like Covey says the energy and intensity was missing yesterday as well. I agree with that. It was. Kate, hi, Pete, Tony, and John. How are you all doing? From Kate and Jonathan Army. Rest in peace. God save our king.
Yes.
Be welcome.
Nice words, Kate. Nice words, Pet.
Andrew says, I agree, Tony, but some players are too soft. They are in a way, aren't they?
Yeah. Andrew's referring to what I said about when he said about the VAR decisions and that's gone against us. And but yeah, some of our players are far too soft, and you know, like I just said before, there it wouldn't be a problem if you threw even Manquillo on as a right winger and Murphy Lewis on the left hand side. You know, you've got them there. Give them a chance. I mean, with no man Keogh can cross the ball. I mean, you look at the Man U game last season when we equalised against them. Look at the way he ran about 45 yards down that pitch and put that cross in,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
he can do it, but I just don't know why Eddie decided to bring on Murphy. And, is there something in Murphy's contract that he must play every game as a substitute?
No, I would like to know, because I don't know what he's doing to get appearances off the bench. I don't know. On also says, reason I ask is because is there not a danger with the new UEFA sustainability rules coming in? It's frustration, but until you get new sponsorship deals, the big deals aren't coming. Right, we all know it's not gonna be here next season. We know that.
No, that's the thing, which is a good thing, yeah. So hopefully they will come on a new sponsorship. I'm so excited what our new sponsorship's gonna be, and whoever it is, right, the money's gonna come pouring in, guys. You know what I mean? I can't wait. We are gonna spend big in the summer when you get a new sponsorship, and whoever that is, it could be Saudi Golf, it could be Saudi Airlines, whatever it may be. Nobody knows, right? It's just guesswork. Whatever comes in, I think a lot of money is going to be spent.
Yeah, the front because the front of shirt sponsor this from next season. Anybody who wants to have that name on the front of the shirt will cost them £22.5 million a year. The sleeve sponsor is currently £7.5 million a year now. So that's how much PIF have put it up. Because obviously under Ashley, I think he was just basically giving it away. I think Fun 88 were only paying something like $6 million a season or something for it. So when you think that's a big jump from $6 million to $22.5 million, and then obviously then you've got stadium sponsors to have as well, and this is where I couldn't get over when Leicester were one of these teams that were like, oh, well, Newcastle can't have sponsorships with our owners. And yet Leicester's name of their stadium's King Power after their owners, and King Power used to be on their shirts as well.
Yep.
So how they can actually come out and say that they're being hypocrites at the end of the day, that's hypocritical, because, if they can do it, why can't everybody else do it? And I mean, obviously Man City abstained out with that one as well, which was good of them.
I went full screen there. Let me... Philip says, also looking very impressive. Got a feel for Leicester at the moment. Not looking very good for them at all. Rodgers will be sacked, sadly. Arsenal have had a really good cracking start of the season. I know they got beat against Man United, but they're looking really, really starting to improve now. And possibly top of the league as well. Want to compete for the title, but want to get back into that Champions League as well. And I think Arteta's managed to bring in some really good players, young players as well. Which he's known to do very well, work with very good young players.
Yeah, have to agree there. And look, I've said before, Arteta's not my manager, but at the end of the day, he's done brilliant. And he's done brilliant. Jesus, he's already got 4 bookings so far, and he's been absolutely a breath of fresh air for that football club. Really is. Granit Xhaka, right? He is back to his best. That guy used to get a lot of stick, but he is back to his best.
The cross he put in for Gabriel Jesus' goal was incredible.
I mean, he can do it. He can do it. When they let miss out of him, right? Start making reckless tackles, stuff, and plays his football, it would be absolutely fine. It'd be absolutely brilliant. But Arsenal this season, again, I mean, absolutely fantastic this season. They really have.
I like Covey says, maybe if we maintain the intensity and energy like how we played against City, Liverpool, then Bournemouth could have crumbled. We could have, but again, it's the players we had available and the players that didn't make the game, i.e. Wilson didn't make the game, Maxi didn't make the game, and that's how we got a draw against the likes of got a draw against Man City and all that. Liverpool, I know we were just outdone by extra minutes and a goal that should have counted.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. I mean, that Isak goal is still laughable because I look at that and there was no offside on there. And how VAR can say it's to do with the shadows on the pitch. I'm sorry, it's got nothing to do with shadows on the pitch. You draw your lines and you look at where the players are. And if them lines were drawn, they would have seen that Isak was clearly onside. So I don't take that crap that they're looking at the shadows on the pitch and they can't tell which player's what. So if you've got two shadows and you've got somebody next to you, the shadow next to you, the two shadows are going to be the shadows of each one. So I don't get where they came with that one, but yeah, the players yesterday, if they really wanted to press in that game, they should have pressed that game more. And like I just said earlier on, the likes of Fraser and that, he's keeping ESM's shirt warm. But what he should be doing is saying, right, I want to go out there, I'm going to smash this, and I'm going to prove a point that I'm going to make sure that ESM does not walk back into that team. But ESM must have been sitting there thinking, oh, I'm glad you're playing like this, Ryan, because as soon as I'm fit, I'm back in that team.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Miggy's left foot was weak yesterday too. I mean, the attempt he had, which when the keeper had it easily in the first half, it was.
Yeah, he's just... I don't know what's happened with him, because in pre-season, yes, he was on fire, and he scored against Benfica as well. I mean, so he didn't score just against like lower opposition teams like Gateshead, and no disrespect to Gateshead, but I just don't know what's happened with Miggy. He's just, and we saw last season he scored that goal against Palace, and that was on the right, and that was a cracking goal, but we've just not seen it this season, sadly. And I think now maybe this is going to have to be the season we just say to him at the end of the season, off you go. I don't mean this nasty, but I think Miggy's more suited to Spanish football or Portuguese football, because it's more his style of play, I think.
It can be, yes, as well. Yeah, I've just seen your comment. I think we're just going to keep it as just us three. I'll be doing the next show. I'll get everyone in, so there you are. I'm up to with my comments. Philip says Haaland could end up with a 35 or 40 goals come the end of the season, the way he's going at the minute. I mean, he's just looking at a machine at the minute.
I'll tell you what it is, right? He's an absolute beast. And I'll tell you what as well, right? If he carries on the way he is, he'd probably end up getting 40 to 50 goals a season. That guy is electric. And you know what? I think, me personally, they'll be 10 points clear before the World Cup starts. That's what Man City's trying to do, and Pep will want that.
Yep, Richie used to give good crosses when he was on right wing against Benfica. He did. Were you saying that as well, Tony? I know Richie hasn't got the pace anymore, but he can still cross the ball as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He could have, I wouldn't have, if he had to come on even for the even if they pulled Fraser off at half time and put Miggy on the left, and then put Richie on for the second half, we would have seen a lot more going in. But Richie's not getting that chance, is he? And he is a good crosser of the ball.
Absolutely, yeah. Mancunier says, give the lads a like, they deserve it. Thanks so much, Martin. Really, really appreciate it. Please do check out the Mancunier way. They do some really good stuff on their channel as well. Manchester City channel as well, but they do some really, really good stuff as well. Hi, Peter and Tony. How are you all doing? Just to let you know, don't forget the 2-minute silence tomorrow for our Queen from Kia Jonathan. Oh, we'll be doing that. We'll definitely make sure we be paying our respects to Her Majesty. Good evening, Pete, Tony, and John. Hope you're well.
We got deadly.
Get ready for investigations then, John. Sadly, it's wrong, but sadly, they will investigate them. Yeah.
And what? Investigate what?
Oh, what was it again? I forgot what it was again.
Oh, maybe to do with FFP and that, mate.
It could be. I disagree, Tony. I think Miggy would be a machine in the Bundesliga as well.
Well, yeah, maybe he would be, yeah. But he's just not cutting it in the Premier League at the moment, I'm afraid. And, we need to get to January, and we need to get a right winger in. That is a must. A right winger and creative midfielder. So, again, Maddison and Tielemans in it. And Maddison will only have 18 months on his contract in January. So there's no way they're going to get 50 million for him. So you're probably going to see about £35 million. And Tielemans, if you say they're 17 million, either Leicester think, right, okay, we take it, or we say no, but then we lose them for free. So where's the sense in that? So Absolutely. They may well say, well, we'll take the 17 million and you can have Tielemans. But I think Maddison won't be any more than 35 million if he doesn't sign a new contract, which hopefully he won't do.
I think he wants
18
out. I
months.
think if he was offered it, I think he would turn it down straight away. I'm thinking the way we're playing at the moment, we're rock bottom of the league. A team that's won the Premier League before, got into Europe, and this is how we are at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's our worst start since 1983. And when they started off like this in 1983, they got relegated. So there we go.
That's it. Martin says the sponsorship for a Saudi airline sponsorship.
Yeah, I get you. Oh dear. So it'd be interesting though, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. But
yeah, absolutely. Half-time dressing room talk needed chippers yesterday.
Did you see that, Pete, yesterday? That ranting on the channel?
I need that. I actually haven't. I need to catch up with that. So, what did he say? Go on.
Well,
it was very blue, wasn't it? Very explicit, wasn't it, John?
You know what it was, right? Do you remind us of Claude for AFTV?
Yeah.
Sounded like Claude for AFTV, man. Oh man, he was off on the one. But at the end of the day, right? Oh, he was effing and blinding and this and that and all that sort of thing. He was not happy at all whatsoever. I tell you what, it might not be Paul, but I tell you something, he was not happy yesterday.
From the heart, that's what it was, John.
Exactly. Well, that's what we need.
Again, passionate supporters are not going to be happy with that performance yesterday or the result in a way as well. And Philip says, Murphy, Sean Longstaff, Richie, Lascelles, Dummett, Hayden, Wood, Fraser, Miggy get done in the January window. No disrespect to them, but just not good enough for our squad. If we are to progress, is a top club. I think that's a good point from Philip there.
Philip's right.
I mean, there's a lot of rumours going around apparently, and this has been going around a while, that there's no way Richie's leaving the club because apparently he wants to become a coach at the club.
All right, so,
I mean, I would take that, Richie being a coach at the club. If he wants to be, then that's fine. You know, I haven't got a problem with that.
I think he is our contract at the end of the season, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I would definitely get rid of a lot of them. I mean, Hayden, I don't think he's played yet for Norwich, has he?
I don't think he has yet because of another injury.
Yeah.
That's been the problem. Stubbed who I am, lads. Thought the Wood quote would have clicked. I know. Did I read that one before? He said, where was it? Wood could go to the Vanarama League.
Yeah.
Okay, you could probably do all right there at the moment. Martin says, Pete, sorry to ask, do you need me for the review this week? I'm available. You say apologies for asking on you, mate. It's actually going to be on Barry's channel because we didn't do it last week because of the games being off last week, and Baz is doing like a rotation kind of thing. But you never know. He'll be most likely drop a message in the group chat, and you never know. He might get you on. So you never know. But Chipper's hair dryer treatment. Deli Knight, it's me, former keeping it 2. Oh, yes, it is, Jason.
Oh, yes,
it is Jason. I forgot, yes. No worries, mate. Yeah, just keep an eye for the message in the group chat, Martin, and see what Baz says. Right, we'll come to the last part of the show, and we will do the player ratings now. So here we go. Right then, Tony, you can start it off with Nick Pope.
Didn't have a lot to do yesterday, did he, really? Apart from pick the ball out the net, thanks to Philip Billing being given the freedom of St James's Park, basically. Yeah, so he was tidy enough, his distribution and that, but didn't do a lot. So I'll just give him a 5.
Yeah, 5, 6 would be fine with me.
Yeah.
And he didn't really have a lot to do, did he? Pope, apart
No.
from he had to pick that one out, which was scored by Billings. So all of you deserve a Sinclair for forgetting me. I forgot Jason was called Deadly Nine. I know Jason decided to stop his channel, which I respect him, that he come to the decision for doing that. So Philip's given Pope a 7. Okay, fair enough. Right, John, you can take Mr. Kieran Trippier.
Man of the match for me. Man of the match 100%. I'm giving him a 7. I mean, look, he was looking at that free kick at the post. He was heavily involved as well. the thing is, right, he's taken over Miggy's place at times as well. But look, at the end of the day, he's done a lot and got involved in games, so attacks well. I think he's one of my player of the game, the man of the match for me, 7 for me. And look, he's done everything, and I think he did well, despite in a poor team.
I gave him an 8 last night, John.
You did.
I like Covey's going for an 8 as well. So there you are. Right, I'll touch on Fabian Schär, and I'll give him a 6. He did well in times, but he was going for long range efforts, and they just weren't paying off for him. That's the thing. Not how it did against Forest or Burnley at the time. But Fabian Schär had to do what he did a lot of the time, so that's why I'll give Fabian Schär a 6. Phillips going for an 8 for Trippier as well. Again, he really did well yesterday, didn't he? I like Covey's going for 6 for Schär as well. Okay, Tony, you can take Dan Burn.
Dan Burn, yeah. Not a brilliant game. A fault for the goal.
Yep.
So I'm not going to be too harsh on the lad, but I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, I think you've got to question the defending from him for their goal. The space he left for Billing just to get his boot onto that. Had plenty of time as well. I think that's not a bad shout. He wasn't too bad yesterday, but you can't be defending like that.
No, not at all.
No chance. Even a guy like Covey's going for a 5 for Burn as well. Even Philip is going for a 5 as well there for Burn as well. Yep. Right, John, you can take Matty Target.
I'm giving him a 5. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, he only put into about 2 for crosses all day. He didn't get Fraser an outlet, in my opinion. And the set pieces as well, when he gets set pieces, been very poor. I don't think that's one of his best games yesterday. I can't lie, but I'm giving him a 5.
No problem. Fair play. As well, right? I will take in the 3 in midfield, Mr. Bruno. And I'll give him a 7. It was great to see him back. Did what he had to do. Put himself about the pitch. I don't think Bournemouth could have handled him at times. And it's great to see him back in the side there, Bruno. So I'll give Bruno a 7. Tony, you can take Mr. Joe Linton.
Yeah, again, not a great game yesterday. He hit the post with his shot. But nothing really was going for him yesterday. He just didn't seem to be. He just seemed off the pace yesterday for some reason.
Didn't he?
What do I give him now? What did I give him yesterday? I can't remember now.
We gave him a 4 yesterday.
I think, I give him a 4. Yeah, wow. That's right. Yeah,
I think 4's a little bit harsh. I've got to admit, he was still doing what he had to do at times. He was unlucky not to score.
He still had to do what he done. Yeah,
I'll tell you what. 5 or 6 would have been 5 or 6 would have been 5 for him. Well, I like Covey's going for a 6 for Joe Linton. Just fair play. Right then, John, you could take Joe Willock.
You know, one of the big Joe Willock fans, yeah. Joe's Willock's fan, you know that, right? But yesterday, I can't lie, he was very, very poor yesterday. And I hope I don't ever see any more poor forms like that from him again.
I mean, just panicked when he got the ball, didn't he?
Every time. And when he gets the ball, it's just so frustrated. I mean, hard to see a dribble from him all afternoon, maybe 1, maybe 2. But I'd like to see him start to make those late runs into the box. And I haven't seen that from him at all. And when he had that shot around 5, 6 from time, when he plays it over the bar, that's on this afternoon for me. I'm sorry, Joe, you're getting a 3. Not good enough for me.
Oh,
sorry,
3.
Joe,
wow.
3.
Wow, 3. I like how he's going for a 5 for Willock.
I'm being real. Because
wow,
day,
3.
Right? I didn't see runs on the box from him. I didn't see any quality from him. I didn't see any dribbles from him. And that shot just sums up the evening. Sorry.
Fair play. It's your rating there, John.
Sorry.
Willock 4. Willock gifted a ball to the away supporters. He did. He did. Yes, he did, actually. Right then, onto the attack and free. So I will start off with Miggy, and I'm going to give him a 5. Again, just the end product just not there for me yesterday. Pace, fair play, but why can he not just try on his left foot? That's the thing for me. He just, I don't know why. I know it's not your strongest foot, but give it a try. So,
but isn't that what some of these right wingers are though? They've left footed and they use their left foot to whip the ball in.
They do, but that's the thing. But it's just we'll lose it. It's just the counter attack's gone when we're chopping and changing at times. If Phillips got Miggy a 3, 4, Miggy, wow. I like Coffee's gone for a 5 for him. Right, Tony, you can take Ryan Fraser.
Oh God. Well, he had a shot at goal.
Mm-hmm.
Even that he fluffed that up really because he put too close. He just put in the range for the keeper to be able to save it. Didn't do anything great in my opinion. He's getting a 2. And he's getting a 2. A 2 and out the bloody club because you're not good enough.
Where's it gone? Because I thought there was some really good. We showed some promise from last season, and particularly playing on the right with Trippier, linking up well with Trippier. I know he's been gone to the left, but where's that gone from last season?
I just don't know where it's gone, Pete. And to be honest with you, when he played at Bournemouth under Eddie Howe, he played on the left. But
he did.
He's just not good enough, and he's got to go. He's got to go. So it's a 2. Sorry, and that's what he's getting off me, a 2.
Fraser 2 only because of the shot on target. Says I like Covey, and Phillips go for a 2 for Fraser as well.
Absolutely. See, people are agreeing with me. Even though Pete, I think, thinks I'm a bit harsh.
Well, I know it's your ratings. But there you are. And John, you can take, of course, Mr. Isak.
Thank you very much indeed. Look, he had a quiet game for me in the game, but I think this game for me didn't suit this game against a low block team like Bournemouth. I'm not going to lie. But one thing I'm going to say about Isak, right? I think this guy is going to be a world beat and he has to come. I've got every faith in this guy, but yesterday was not his day. Yes, he scored for a penalty, which was a cracking penalty, by the way, sent the keeper a long way. He didn't get a sniff of goal all afternoon. Now, the thing is, right, against an open side like Liverpool, like he demonstrated, it'll be absolutely fine. But I think teams now are going to probably work at our team sort of thing. Like, they're going to think, he's dangerous, cost 63 million quid. For me, personally, I'm going to give him, and I don't be hard on the guy. I do not really want to go on the guy, but I'm going to give him a 5. And that's because he scored for the penalty. Otherwise, I'll give him a 4. But at the end of the day, right, I think it'll come great, but yesterday was not his day, and that's what
it was a great, but he didn't get service as well, though. That was the thing.
He did not. I'll tell you, I'm going to up that to a 5 because he scored for the penalty as well. But he didn't get any service yesterday. No. When he played for Sociedad, right, he looked over his shoulder. He had David Silva. When he looks over his shoulder here, you got someone like Sean Longstaff, yeah? And we know Sean Longstaff's not in the patch of David Silva, by the way, let's be real. But for me, I'm going to give Isak a 5. And I'm not going to criticise him because I believe this guy, we need a season to cope with the physical, the pace of the power of the Premier League. And I think this guy will be a beater.
Yep. Isak a 6, but we didn't play to his strengths, and Phillips going for a 6 for Isak as well.
I'm disappointing you, John, going for a 5 for Isak.
Yeah, but the thing is, though...
sorry, he's a 6, John. He's a 6 because I'll tell you why. Because, yes, he was starved of service yesterday, and he tried with that cross, which went out from the defence, and he flung his arms in the air. Where's the support? He had no support yesterday, and that penalty he put away alone, it was a brilliant penalty because that was a lot of pressure because he had to make sure that went in. And the way I was thinking before that penalty was taken, I thought, yeah, we go. This Neto's going to bloody step up and save this, isn't he? But no, he went the wrong way because it was a good disguise on the penalty from Isak.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a 6. I'm sorry. I know you're going for a 5, John, and that's your opinion. That's your rating. And, people must thought I was a bit harsh with Fraser for a 2, but I'm not being harsh. And,
No.
but yeah, no, I thought you would have gone for a 6 if I'm honest, John. So I'm quite surprised by that.
The thing is, though, right? I mean, apart from a penalty, he didn't really do much. He had that cross when he evaded an attack on the penalty box, went for the pullback, didn't come off. Yeah, but look, like I said, I'm not going to criticize the kid. I'm not going to judge him what I've seen yesterday, but we're going to agree to disagree on this one, right? It's all about opinions, but he's a 5.
Absolutely.
He's a 5.
Well, that's it.
Sorry.
Well, that's it. That's fair. That's it. It's all about opinions. That's it. So there you
He
go.
didn't do much, though.
Right, we'll get into the substitutions. I know we made 2 at the same time. I know Murphy was the one coming on first, but I'll not go with Murphy because I'm gonna give that to Tony. So I will start with Longstaff, and I'm gonna give Longstaff a 4. Just sideways, backwards passing a lot of the time again, and he just frustrates me, as I mentioned too many times. Longstaff, and yeah, I just don't think he is good enough for this football club anymore. So there you are. Right then, Tony, you can have him. Just a Jacob Murphy.
I knew this was coming, Pete. Murphy, right. What can I say about him? Well, what can I positively say about him? Nothing. What can I negatively say about him? Oh, bloody hell of a lot, I tell you. He just came on yesterday, did sod all, tried to claim a handball, which was nowhere near their arm, by the way, because he's almost tucked in. Any positions he got in the way of that player, so he did nothing for me. I would give him a minus if I could, but he gets a 1. But from me, he gets a big fat 0. And another one, on your bike, get lost.
Oh, Tony.
Sorry, I'm being harsh, but I've got to be.
Phillips going for a 3 for Longstaff. Longstaff, 0 presence in midfield, so he gets a 0. I Like Coffee is going for a 0 for Murphy as well. Me being generous to Murphy as well. And the last substitution was, John, was Chris Wood, but he wasn't on with a lot of time, was he?
Nah, just give him a standard 4, something like that. Didn't get a lot of time, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're generous, John. I would have given him a 1 just for coming on.
True. I'm being generous on him, but we should have been a 0, but because you didn't get long enough on the pitch, but I agree with you. Yeah. Didn't do much. 1.
There you are.
Yeah, just for coming on.
Thank you.
Just for stepping over that white line on the pitch.
Yes. Or he's got the shirt the right way around.
Yeah. Well, he's got the wrong number because he's certainly not 20-goal striker, is he?
Yeah. Well, Phillips go for a 2 for Murphy. Wood 5 for his 5 minutes. Jeez.
1 for each minute.
Yeah, I'll go on to and I'll take the manager, of course, Eddie Howe. And I'll give Eddie Howe. What should I give Eddie Howe? I'll give Eddie Howe a 6. I mean, we can all expected the lineup, what he was going to go with. Right decision to put Bruno back in for me, but against the same substitutions, he was just not going to change a game for me. That's the thing. So that is why I'll give Eddie Howe the 6. And he came out and said that it was a poor performance as well. Honesty from him as well. And he expects improvements. He wants to stay improvements, and that's what you want from a manager as well. So that's why I'll give Eddie Howe a 6. And there you are. So there you are. Well, guys, that is it for tonight's review show. I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, please, of course, do stick the thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or if you join the content, you're not yet subscribed. Of course, I've got the link down for John's channel, which John is the main host of, with Tony is on there as a co-host as well. What we got coming up next, guys?
We're going to take a day off tomorrow. And because of the obviously reasons for the Queen as well, respect the Queen on that one. Yep. Tuesday, I'm going to do the John, Tony, and Macy show for the Premier League Roundup. Fan form on Wednesday, going to take a day off on first because Billy gets a slap on this and said, you've got to take the day off, John. So I'll be on Macy's channel for the Premier League round on Thursday, the match preview on Friday. And then
it's international break this next week.
Yeah, it's an international break, John.
National break, is it? Oh, fair enough. I'll sure we find something to do then.
Well, I know what we'll do, John. The worst football shirts, we'll do that on Friday.
I think that'd be your choice there. Yeah, I'm happy with that, mate.
Yeah. Well, coming up next on the channel again, because we've got international break, there's going to be no preview and all that, and I'm not planning to do any content for the England games because I find international football absolutely boring as hell so far, and I know we're not being great this minute, but I cannot be bothered with England at the moment. And Gareth Southgate's stupid selections that he's gone with for the games against Italy and Germany. So there you are. But we will have my usual football live show, Penny's football live show, and that's going to take place actually next Saturday because I've got commitments on for next Friday, so that I'll reschedule the show for Saturday instead. So there you are. Just read through the last few comments. Cheers, guys. You have been a great laugh. This has been one entertaining match review. Player rating, stay safe. I think every manager knows Eddie House lineup and tactics now. Bye, John. Bye, PD, John,
Bye.
Tony, and all.
Yeah.
What's MRPR player match review player ratings? Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II. God save our Queen. Football shit rankings, John. Yes.
That'd be fun.
Jesus Christ. Well, guys, thank you so much again for tonight, and we'll hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and your weekend, and hopefully you'll be paying your respects, of course, to Her Majesty, our Queen, tomorrow, definitely. Well, guys, see you all later. Good night.
Good night.